Boom, 1-0 after the bye. LA Chargers are 3-2, and we go and we play the Arizona Cardinals, and the Arizona Cardinals are sitting at 2-4, so they're worse than us,
Bonds.
right? Agree?
Agreed.
Disagree?
I thought they were gonna be
Let
good.
us know in the
man.
chat. What?
Oh, you're not talking to me?
I'm not even talking to you, man.
Oh,
I'm talking to them.
sorry.
Let us
Talk
know
to
in
the
the
chat.
chat. Okay, thank you so much. Welcome back to another episode of the BuiBros Football Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Quinn Bowie, and this video is about the LA Chargers. And across from me, my brother Brandon.
Yeah, this video is about the LA Chargers. That's why I'm wearing Chargers colors.
Chargers blue.
Chargers blue.
Yeah,
Powder
blue.
Chargers
I
blue.
like it. I like the support. Absolutely. So here we are. LA Chargers coming off a great win against the Denver Broncos. Another divisional win for the LA Chargers. And we're looking good. I'm excited. In Harbaugh we trust. We always say that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going against a Cardinals team who has, yes, won against some great opponents like the 49ers. But they've also got smashed by two great teams this year in the Packers just this last week. 34-13 was the final score, but they also got smashed by the surprise team in the NFL, let alone the NFC, in the Washington Commanders. So they've really been an uneven team this year. Kyler Murray was supposed to have this breakout season. He had an amazing stretch when he came back from injury last year. And they've got Jonathan Gannon, defensive-minded head coach from the Philly Eagles. It just really hasn't clicked so far. And on top of all of that, Marvin Harrison Jr. may or may not be available due to a concussion that he suffered against the Packers last week.
Right.
Yeah, so Chargers looking pretty. This is the kind of game where we are top of the league. If not the top, I believe we're second in the league when it comes to defense playing against mobile quarterbacks and not allowing them to rush the ball effectively. Yes, Bo Nix has had a few, Patrick Mahomes, same thing, but all in all, thinking about it, we've done a good job against mobile quarterbacks, and that's what Kyler Murray is. So who do we really have to worry about? Let's think about this. Kyler Murray and his legs. Sure. You get some pressure on him, the score gets out of hand. We know Kyler Murray can fold.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Marvin Harrison Jr. potentially won't be in the game. And I sure hope he is. I really do. Yes, I know he's a good player, and that's going to be tough for the Chargers, but this is a guy that a lot of fans wanted on our team, myself included.
Right.
At that 5 overall, I wanted Marvin Harrison Jr. to fall. I wanted the Cardinals to let him slide. It didn't happen. And so for him to play against our defense, I want to see. Joe Alt has been fantastic so far, and yes, a little bit of hiccup with the injury, but he's been fantastic. And so Marvin Harrison Jr., let's see. Let's go against Jesse Minter and this defense. Can you ball out? Can you do what you did in the college days with Kyler Murray? I'm not so sure. I think our defense has been killing it. So Marvin Harrison Jr. out. Potentially. Trey McBride all of a sudden soaked up all the targets.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was out. And I was like, what?
No.
Oh, he crushed it last week.
Well, he crushed it last week. But he's another guy that we definitely have to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a tough matchup. Second-year player, Trey McBride. I think our defense still... Travis Kelce had his game of the season, but he was still kept in check. It wasn't 100+ yard game from him. TITANS overall, thinking back, Broncos, nothing came from that. Pat Freiermuth a little bit. We already talked about Kelce. Yeah, Brock Bowers a bit as well. But I think we've got that in check. James Conner looks like his role might be dissipating a bit in that backfield. They got Trey Benson. They've got Demicardo. I forget what his first name is.
Demer.
Also not too threatening there. So when you look at the Arizona Cardinals, like Brennan, am I crazy, or am I crazy to think that their offense isn't as threatening, as lethal as we may have thought
Yeah, as we may have thought
preseason?
for sure. MHJ has been all right, I guess, right? He hasn't been too crazy, though.
No,
Kyler's
just those
still,
two boom games.
yeah, and Kyler's been running around like a maniac, as per. Um, but their O line, I guess, hasn't been great, right? So,
Hmm.
um, if you guys get Joey Bosa back, I'm not sure if that's in the cards. It's not, right?
Uh, it may be
Is it?
right now.
Yeah,
Like, we still haven't heard, and so
that'd be
that
huge.
again, like
But
I'm putting positive vibes in the universe for hopefully to happen.
when I watch their games and I watch James Conner, he actually looks really good to me. Um, I think he looks really good.
He has, except for this last week against the Packers.
Yeah, but
On like that,
nobody looked good against the Packers last week, right? Like that was a tough game. I know that Trey McBride had a lot of catches, or at least a few, but they got rocked top to bottom. So that wasn't really, you know, you can have an off game, right? Um, but yeah, definitely not as lethal as we kind of thought. You know, I was really
yeah,
high on them, as you know, as I was very vocal about on this channel. Um, but there's not very many big chunk plays being made. There's not
no,
very long extended drives. Um, they don't really have too
yeah,
much going for them.
yeah, and exactly like you said, those extended drives. We all know what happened last week with the Chargers, the 10-plus minute drive. We have the capability to do this. And where Kyler Murray is going to thrive is when he has time to really make plays and improvise. And that opportunity dwindles real quick when we are running those drives into the ground and taking all the time off and controlling time of possession. Like
Yeah.
I am not threatened by their offense. When you look at defense, Jonathan Gannon was their defensive coordinator on the Eagles. Did a good enough job for him to be promoted and hired by the Cardinals there. But also pieces on that defense that I'm not really a big threat. And thankfully, or luckily, not thankfully, for the Cardinals, we don't have those crazy stud alpha wide receiver ones that can really take advantage
Mm-hmm.
of their secondary. Yeah, they've got Buda Baker, who is an absolute stud. We all know the play that happened a few years back where he was chasing DK
Yeah.
Metcalf. Cannot underestimate him and what he can do for that defense. But the rest of that unit, not really threatened all too much. We have J.K. Dobbins coming off his career high in carries, 25 for almost 100 yards. I believe is what was 97 yards there. He's, in my opinion, he's going to be huge in this game. Again, we're going to be controlling the clock, and he's going to be a big part of it. He's going to be that workhorse running back, especially with Gus Edwards out. And Kimani Vidal, rookie, the next iteration of Austin Eckler, he's also going to be a big part in this going forward. We saw what Justin Herbert was doing with Greg Roman finally allowing him to kind of open up the offense. He had an amazing first half. That was a dominant first half last week against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the Arizona Cardinals are not built to survive Jim Harbaugh and his style of football.
Mm-hmm.
Grind it out, mean, rugged, let's go pound the rock and dominate all four quarters.
Well, and when you watched last week with the Cardinals against the Packers, they like Kyler Murray, uh, a little demoralized. You
Yeah.
can see it on his face, and the players can feel that too. And like the locker room situation after this last week isn't feeling super good, right? So,
100%.
these are professional athletes; they can shake this stuff off. But it is worth mentioning. Like when things start to go wrong, Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys too. All of a sudden, you see it in their face, and he's like down on his knees and he's shaking his head and he's looking disappointed, and then the players feel that and they go, damn it, I'm not performing. Oh, and then they're in their head, right? So the body language is a big thing, and when you watch him play, it just doesn't look like it's flowing. It's not a very flowing type of team, at least on the offensive side. So
yeah,
bodes well for the Chargers.
It bodes well for the Chargers. Another thing that bodes well for the Chargers, and again, we do not promote injuries and wish that upon anybody, but Matt Prater goes on IR today.
Oh, really?
So yes, old reliable Matt Prater. That is a big loss for them.
Yeah.
So they promote a kicker, Chad Rylands. Not familiar with him, but I know in these types of games, these last minute kickers, you either have it or you don't. And I'll take that 50% chance. And the way that our special teams is run, I give the edge to us as well. So
kicking in these grinded out type games, kicking is very important. And so the Jim Harbaugh style of football, you need a good kicker on your team, and you need a good kicker when you're facing him. So it's that's a tough blow. Hopefully for the Cardinals, they figure it out and he's good the week after. But you never wish anything bad on a player. So
yes,
yeah.
So on the Chargers end, hopefully, let's see how this week plays out with Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack having himself another strong season. We've got the depth really there in place, but we've got the starters coming back into full gear. Yes, we've lost a few, namely Asante Samuel Jr., but Christian Fulton has been fantastic. Alohi Gilman coming back from injury a few weeks ago hasn't looked like he missed a step at all. It's been great. We talked about Tier Tart and his limited role, being a big boy in the center. Poona Ford, Thule has been fantastic. This defense is going to feast. Jesse Minter has proven that he can play in the big leagues, and I think that's going to be, again, the difference here for the LA Chargers against the Cardinals. And I'm gonna say that this game is a little bit more of a blowout, or point. There's gonna be a higher point differential in this game, so I'm looking at this game going to be a 26-13. We're going to double the score against the Arizona Cardinals, 26-13. That's what I have it for the LA Chargers this week. What about you? What's going on?
Honestly, I'm not. There's no. I would never lie. I actually had the exact same score in mind as you said. I'm gonna say it's more of this. I thought in my head, we're doing predictions. I'm gonna say 26-13. I will not say that anymore because that's still fun. I'm gonna go
with it. Double down.
I'm gonna go bigger. Okay. I'm gonna say it's a 30 to 16, but they got 16 because they got a touchdown, a kick, and then they got another touchdown and felt like they had to go for 2 and they missed it. Okay. It's pretty specific, but it's not like they kicked it that many times. They were just in desperation because you guys are blowing them out. They had to get.
We've got the transcript now. We've got the transcript, and this is exactly how it's going to play out.
30-16.
A win's a win. With the Chargers, next 4 weeks looking pretty nice. Nice.
Really?
Going 4-2 would be amazing. That's what I believe. That's what you believe. I'm sure a lot of other fans believe that as well. But thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate it. If you are a Chargers fan or a Vikings fan or a fan of the NFL in general, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out. Like the video. Hit the notification bell. Never miss one of these. All right, Brandon.
That's right.
Go Chargers! 4-2. Brandon, send us off.
Skol Bolts!
Skol Bolts. Skol Bolts.
Skol Bolts. Maybe we take this time to let everybody know, actually. The Skol Bolts is actually a play on the classic movie Classic movie. Dude, Where's My Car? Classic movie. In
Oh,
which,
is that where it's from?
that's where it's from. Yeah.
Oh,
In
okay.
which, in the movie, there's a cult.
Mm.
I think they're a cult, actually, now that you think about it. And they say Zoltan. Did you ever know that, Quinn? They say Zoltan.
I thought
And
we were so original with what we were doing.
Nope, totally ripped it off. And so that's where the Skol Bolt comes from. Just so everybody knows. Everybody's aware. Okay. Base
Thank
camp,
you, Brandon.
everybody.
Jeez.
See ya.